All right, back by popular demand, the Enneagram, the system that I teach at the Defiant Spirit, roadmap for how to, as my teacher Viktor Frankl says, stop living in reaction and take back your power to choose your response. Back by popular demand is the Enneagram and celebrities. It's interesting. I have a couple programs now that you can buy with the Enneagram, and by far, the most popular part of them is name that number. So in the program, you'll find all the famous movie stars, characters from movies and television for that particular Enneagram type. Why? Because it brings it to life. And nobody brings to life the Enneagram more than Deion Sanders, Coach Prime. Now, why am I doing a podcast on him? Because I want to bring both the Enneagram 3 to life, because he embodies it. Also, some of the nuances of the Enneagram, more than just 9 types. And you'll see around this slide different data points, which I won't go into, but I go into on the podcast. But most of all, because when I'm out in the world and I want to engage somebody fully, it helps me to know their Enneagram type. Why? Because people are complex and we can step in a world of crap when dealing with them, or we can ascend to the highest of heights when I know what makes somebody tick, what their drive is, what their why is. I can respond and not react, and I can help them respond and not react. I want to bring out the best in people. The Enneagram allows me to see people. A lot of people will say, hey, B, it feels like it's typing somebody, it's putting them to a box, into a label, into a number. God forbid, that's the last thing I ever want to do with the Enneagram. It's actually the opposite. If I just talk to them like I talk to everybody, and I don't nuance my conversation to be a reflection of me seeing them, then I'm actually not seeing them. I'm just talking to them like they're a number, like they're a Joe Schmo, a Jane Doe. The Enneagram, if I know you're a 3, which I'll get into in a second, I'm going to speak to you in a language that you can hear, a love language. Well, Coach Deion resonates with the Enneagram 3. Has he taken a test? I don't know. I don't know the number. I only got this from watching him from both close up. Now that he's here in Colorado, I live in Colorado. I got 2 kids at the university. I've been to, I sound like Kamala Harris. I've been to the border. I've been to the stadium and I've seen the man up close, but I've been watching him for, his career, and I've seen how he moves through the world. Coach Deion moves through the world like an Enneagram 3. Now, he's so much more than that, as are you, as is everybody out there. However, it's a starting point for me to understand this man. So an Enneagram 3, the achiever, the performer, I know a lot of what he's saying is bravado, it's persona, it's image, like this picture. Don't think he really wears a cowboy hat most of the time, but he does now that he's in Colorado, because Enneagram 3s like to be a part of the ethos, of the culture. They like to be the most successful version of whatever sort of sandbox they're playing in. So if he was in India, he'd be wearing one certain outfit. If he was in China, another. In Colorado, he's wearing the cowboy hat. The bottom line is 3s know what it takes to blend in, but they also know what it takes to stand out, to be a winner, to be perceived as a winner. 3s are effective. 3s are efficient. 3s are, interestingly, most of the mega super athletes, the superstars. Michael Phelps, a 3, Simone Biles, a 3, Michael Jordan, a 3, LeBron James, a 3, Kobe Bryant, a 3, Tom Brady, a 3, Peyton Manning, a 3. The list goes on and on. 3s spend their lives working their tails off. If they're going to get to where you're going to get to, like Neon Deion, then you are quite probably a 3. Now, it doesn't mean it's without some shadows. So I keep an eye on the shadows for a 3. Every type has shadows. The shadows of a 3 are the same thing that got a 3 to the top can also cause them to stumble. Because if you look at the athletes who got into trouble through doping or gambling, Pete Rose or Lance Armstrong or Barry Bonds or Mark McGuire, the list goes on and on. They are also 3s. And so they can lose their way. They can get away from their core values if winning becomes everything. Coach Deion seems like he's pretty conscious, pretty responsive, and he's got a grip on things. I keep an eye on this from the perspective of a 3. We can go on, and I do go on in my podcast. If you want more about Deion, again, not really about Deion Sanders, but about learning how to see the Enneagram types of other people so we cannot label them or limit them, but stop reacting to them and start responding to them. Jump over to my podcast. The link is below. You can get that and so much more. My new Enneagram typing tool, Discover Your Number, totally complimentary. And it gives you what you need to go out into the world, to see the people around you, and to be able to start saying, hey, this one's an Enneagram 2. A giver, a nurturer, a helper, and I'm going to be more relational. This one's an 8, a challenger like me, and I'm going to be more direct. This one's a 5, the investigator, and I'm going to be a little more analytical and methodical. You can stop reacting to the people around you. You can start responding to them once you understand the Enneagram. I will catch you over at my website, defiantspirit.org. And until the next time, defy your number and live your spirit.